Hello everyone, and today we have a release that will include 15 of the most amazing tricks. Tennis on the wings of a flying plane or jumps from one plane to another, jumps without parachutes and a parachute on a motorcycle, and of course this video won't do without height and rapid heartbeat. Flame in the face, the roar of the motor, and unforgettable sensations for life. These were the exact feelings received by the American extreme Renato Ajani, who rode flying on his stomach right behind the reactive dragster. During the execution of the trick, Renato was strapped to a jet car, the power of which was about 14,000 horsepower. A special suit and metal knee pad served as an excellent defense for Renato Ajani and especially for his knees. The car developed a speed of 236 miles per hour, after which the stuntman, heated to a decent temperature, released his hands and successfully completed the trick. Nick Wallenda, a man with steel nerves who perfectly knows how to control his body. His tricks are amazing, considering that he performs them absolutely without safety equipment. The most spectacular is the crossing on the rope over Niagara Falls in the summer of 2012. His campaign lasted 25 minutes, after which the satisfied Nick finally set foot on the long-awaited land and at the same time once again got into the Guinness Book of Records. Wallenda himself was forced for the first time in life to use safety equipment, which was picturesque for passing over the waterfall. However, in June 2013, Nick submitted to the Grand Canyon, which he crossed over on the rope without any safety equipment. By doing this, he established the 6th world record, which will be recorded in the Guinness Book of Records. Jumping with a parachute is scary. Jumping without it is awful. But for the extreme, jumping without a parachute is a tremendous pleasure. In November 2015, Ajani decided to jump without a parachute from the balloon, which was more than 3 kilometers above the ground. This crazy dangerous trick passed under the watchful eye of 2 or more paratroopers, whose goal was to catch Ajani in flight and not let him crash soft. Barred torso, he steps into the abyss from the clouds and after about 70 seconds of freefall, enthusiastically tells the camera about his impressions. Moving from the wing of a flying plane to another wing of another aircraft. Red Bull skydive team member Paul Sinster was preparing for this trick for 6 months and apparently not in vain. 2 planes rushing at great speed, one above the other, wind in the face, and a stunt without safety equipment. It seems just 1 second and the stuntman will fall from the wing, but everything is bypassed and the stuntman safely carries out what he had planned, after which he joyously touches the feathers of an airplane flying upside down. Crazy man, no other explanation. Yosemite Park is a favorite pastime of Alex Honnold. The American climber has become famous for his solo conquests at various stone peaks. At the age of 19, he dropped out of college and since has devoted all of his time to climbing. Climbing a steep rock, no problem. The most dangerous of his ascent is the conquest of the summit, the Shining Path, without any safety equipment. One wrong move and he will fall down. The spectacle that really makes your palms sweat. In general, this climber extreme is not only known for his solo climbing, but also for the passing the most difficult climbing routes with a definite time limit. For example, in 2012, Alex set a record for high-speed rock climbing without safety equipment, conquering the mountain El Capitan 3,200 feet high in 2 hours and 23 minutes. Who said people cannot fly? Wingsuits can. Who are they? These are people who fly using a special suit that turns a person into a kind of flying squirrel or bat. Thanks to that, man is able to plan and maneuver in flight, reduce vertical speed to 22 miles per hour and develop horizontal speed to 217 miles per hour. Yuli Emanuel decided to try the Innsville. Flying on the wingsuit, filigree fit into a steep turn and slip a 6-foot hole in the rock, and then land, unless, of course, he will remain alive. After one setback, careful preparation, everything goes as he planned, though Yulee himself later will say that this was the first and the last such trick in his life. Tennis on the wings of a flying plane? Why not? This trick was carried out by two notorious tennis players. The danger of this is difficult to overestimate, and the complexity is easy. The plane flying at a great speed, as well as the ongoing gusty wind adversely affecting the tennis ball. Such conditions did not confuse the two players, and a tennis match on the wing of the plane at a 1-mile height was held and ended with the expected victory of the Serb. Someone is running away from the tsunami and someone is swimming to meet them. A small but popular place among the extremes, Paré du Norte, is famous for its unrealistically huge and deadly waves. Cold water, squally wind, and bare rocks, everything you need for a wonderful pastime, surfing. Multi-meter shafts attract thrill seekers from all over the globe. However, after seeing these waves, not all dare to do this. It was here in 2011 that the famous American surfer Garrett McNamara got into the Guinness Book of World Records for conquering the wave of 88 feet high. And in January 2013, Garrett in the same place broke his own record. He conquered the wave of 30.5 meters high. Forest, lake, trampoline, and motorcycle. All you need for the next exciting stunt. All the same team of extremals, with this man without a parachute. This name is Ajani Padinkman. A large springboard is installed and the stuntman is ready to receive a colossal dose of adrenaline. It is strange that this jump was not without the parachute, which is the close-up scene on the back of the stuntman. Accelerating up to 93 miles, the stuntman leaps into the air for 130 feet, and he descends after it on a parachute, which softened the landing in the water. And again Red Bull, and again the mountains, and the Sea of Extreme. This time the spectacle unfolds in the desert, where Kerry McGarry makes his next descent from the mountain, one of the most talented mountain bikers on the planet, who to the point of sadness passed away on February 1st, 2016, because of cardiac arrest. During the ride on the mountain bike paths, he performed amazing tricks, the jubilant audience, the sea of fans, and one springboard. After passing serpentine tracks and gaining decent speed, under enthusiastic exclamations, he takes off to the springboard and makes a beautiful backflip above 72 feet canyon. Kelly McGarry received the award for the best stunt at the show Red Bull Rampage in 2013. The little boy Danny always dreamed of riding a bicycle at the same time performing various complex tricks. And this boy grew up and became Danny McAlexco, a professional bike trickster. Danny improved his skills, and in 2013 his touching video literally blew up the internet. In it, he appeared in the image of a boy who grew up and together with him grew his child's room. The video, in which he makes amazing tricks, has so far garnered 66 million views. Bob Brunquist made pretty nervous all the extreme online public. He described his trick as a jump into the abyss. Indeed, this cannot be called otherwise. Having established a huge springboard in all the famous Grand Canyon, Bob sits in the abyss along with his skateboard. At first it seems that this is insane, but you can exhale, because with him he took the parachute. "2,200 feet above Shanghai. This is exactly the height that was conquered by foreign boasters from Russia, Vadim Mokhov and Vitaly Rossky. Penetration into the tower under construction was successful, and after climbing the 100th floor, the two extremes decided to spend the night in a new building because the cloudiness didn't allow to fill the full height. At dawn, the top of the tower submits to them, but above it rises a high-altitude crane. Then the Ruffins decide to subjugate it, and by all means get as high as possible. Climbing up the crane is the most dangerous part because of bad visibility and wind interference with the roofer's normal orientation in space. Steeplejack distinguished himself by stunts on the roof of a skyscraper in Hong Kong. His name is Oleg Storyachenko. He climbed onto the roof of one of the skyscrapers and demonstrated at the very edge of dizzying acrobatic skills without any safety equipment. It should be noted that Oleg is a popular internet person. His Instagram has more than 700,000 subscribers, and the video with Skate and Skyscraper was most likely an advertisement of the brand of wristwatches. And lastly, a man who has completed different views of tricks. Rick Measle began his career in the dashing 90th. He became known to the world as a person able to get out from anywhere. Its crown trick is getting out of a running washing machine. At the same time, Rick still has his hands tied to complicate the situation. At the moment, on account of the Daredevil, are 42 successful liberations from 40 washing machines of different brands. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.